Join us as we take a journey through the electric atmosphere of NYC, celebrating the success of
abandoning the
APRocky
plan,
and the enduring spirit
music,
of his closest
the speech,
confidant,
the
Rihanna.
moment,
The camera
wrapping
pans
her
through
in
the
his
bustling
arms as she
streets of
sobbed
New York City, the
uncontrollably
neon
into
light
his
reflecting the
chest.
excitement
I didn't
in the
know
air.
I needed
Fans
this, she
crowd the
cried.
exterior of
I
a trendy
didn't know
venue
I could
adorned
feel
with
safe
flashing
like
lights and a
this.
red
Her
carpet
tears
leading to the
soaked into his
entrance.
shirt.
Music wafts
His
through
own
the
eyes
air, a
glistened
mix
as he
of
held her
hip-hop and
tighter,
R&B,
resting
generating
his
an
chin
electric
against her
atmosphere.
head. You
Narrator
don't have
Dio.
to say
Tonight,
anything, he
a
whispered.
monumental
I
event in the
just
music
needed you to
industry
know how
unfolds as
serious
two
my
of pop
love
culture's
is.
finest
A
gather
love
to
forged
celebrate
in fire and
creativity, love,
healing.
and
For
music.
a long
Rihanna
time,
and
they stayed like
APRocky.
that.
Cut to
No
Rihanna
words,
arriving in a
just
sleek
breathing,
vehicle.
grounding
Rihanna
each
steps
other
out,
in the
her hair
moment.
cascading
Rihanna
elegantly,
finally
dressed in a
pulled.
stunning designer
Music,
outfit that captures the
back. Her lashes
paparazzi's
wet.
attention.
Her cheeks
Rihanna,
flushed.
smiling
Her
and waving
voice
to
barely
fans.
steady.
Thank
You
you,
surprised me,
thank
she
you.
said
The
through
camera
tears.
flashes light up
And
the
I
scene
don't
as she
cry like
gracefully
this.
walks the red
Not
carpet,
anymore.
pausing
Rocky
occasionally for
smiled
photos.
softly.
Reporter
That's how
1.
I knew it
Rihanna,
mattered.
how does it
She
feel to
laughed
be
through
here
the
celebrating
sobs,
Rocky's
shaking
new
her
release?
head. You're
Rihanna,
dangerous, she
brightly,
said.
it's
You
incredible.
know that.
He's a
Only
genius,
for you,
and I
he
couldn't be
replied.
prouder to
She
support him
looked at the
tonight.
ring
She
again,
continues
then
down
at
the
him and
carpet,
nodded.
greeting
The
fans and
internet
posing
wouldn't be
for
ready,
pictures.
but
The
this wasn't
atmosphere
for
is
them.
vibrant,
No
with fans
announcement
chanting
was
her name.
posted that
The
night.
inside of the
No
venue is packed with a
captions,
diverse
no
crowd.
trending hashtags
Influencers,
because some
musicians,
moments
and
are too
celebrities
sacred
mingle,
for the
creating an
world.
electric
But those
feel.
close
The
enough
space is
to feel the
adorned with
shift would
artistic
notice
installations
something afterward.
symbolizing the
A
fusion of
glow,
music,
a calm,
fashion,
a
and
new
culture.
certainty in
Rihanna
how they
enters,
moved
greeted
together.
by loud
The way
cheers and
Rihanna
applause.
smiled
She
more
moved
softly,
gracefully
the
through the
way
crowd,
Rocky never let her
exchanging
walk
hugs
alone.
and smiles with
That night
fellow
wasn't
artists.
about a ring.
Narrator
It was
Dio.
about
Rihanna isn't
recognition,
just a guest
about a
tonight.
woman
She's a
realizing
major
she was
force in the
deeply,
industry, influencing
completely,
trends and nurturing
unexpectedly
talent.
loved and a man
Rihanna,
brave
to a
enough
group
to
of
show it
friends,
without
can you
armor.
believe this
And that's
turnout?
why
It's
Rihanna
like a
cried the
family
way she
reunion.
did, because
She
she
laughs,
wasn't losing
sharing joyful
control.
moments with
She
her
was
friends,
finally letting
including
go.
familiar faces
Broken
like
heart
Kendrick Lamar and
sparkles.
Cardi
When the
B.
lights dimmed
APRocky
inside the
Rocky's arrival
private Los
sparks a wave of
Angeles
excitement.
studio.
He enters
No,
wearing a
music,
stylish ensemble that
not
perfectly
even
showcases
Rihanna
his artistic
herself,
flair.
had any
Fans
idea that the
chanting,
night was about to
Rocky,
turn into
Rocky,
one of the
Rocky.
most
Rocky
emotionally
takes a moment to
overwhelming
soak in the
moments of
energy,
her
then
life.
climbs onto
She
the
had
stage to
arrived
address the
thinking it was
crowd.
just another
AP
quiet
Rocky,
evening,
grinning.
a late night
Thank you,
session,
NYC.
some music,
This is for
a
all of
little
you.
laughter,
Let's make
a
some
little
noise.
normally in
The
a
crowd
world that
erupts as he
rarely allowed
introduces
her
the
that
first track
luxury
from his
anymore.
new album.
She wore
The
a
stage
simple
lights dim,
outfit,
and the
hair
atmosphere
loosely
shifts.
styled,
AP
face calm but
Rocky's
tired.
performance
The
begins,
kind of
immersing
tired
the
that
audience
comes
in an
from
explosive
carrying years
display
of
of sound
pressure,
and visuals.
love,
Narrator
loss,
Dio. His
expectations,
music echoes through the venue like a
and public
heartbeat,
scrutiny
resonating
all
with
at
every soul
once.
present.
But
As the
ASAP
beat
Rocky
drops,
had something
Rihanna is
else
seen
planned,
dancing in the
something
crowd,
no
lost in
one
the
saw
rhythm,
coming.
embodying the
The
spirit of the
setup
moment.
no one
Rihanna,
noticed.
to her
The studio
friends,
felt
this is
different
fire.
from the
I've
moment
never
she
seen him
walked in.
perform like this.
Subtle,
The camera
but
captures her
different. The air
enthusiasm
was
as she
warmer,
sings along,
softer.
the crowd
The
sharing the
lighting
energy in
wasn't
a
the
euphoric
usual harsh glow
experience. After
Rihanna
the
was
performance,
used to.
Rihanna is
Instead,
backstage,
it was dim,
engaging in a
golden,
heartfelt conversation
intimate.
with
Candles flickered
APRocky.
along the edges of the room.
Rocky,
There were
smiling.
flecked
Did you
irons
see the
dancing on
crowd? They
platinum
were fire.
records mounted on the
Rihanna,
walls.
nodding.
There was no
Absolutely.
engineer
You
in
put your
sight,
heart into
no
this project,
assistants,
and it shows.
no phones
I'm so
buzzing,
proud of
just
you.
silence.
They share a genuine
And
moment,
Rocky standing
reflecting
in the
on their
middle of the
journey as
room
artists
unusually
and
still.
friends. Their bond
Rihanna
is
paused.
palpable,
Her
underlining their
instincts
shared
kicked in
experiences in the
immediately.
industry.
Why does it feel like I
Rocky,
walked into a
seriously,
movie?
we've
She
come a
joked
long
lightly,
way, haven't
trying
we?
to brush off
Rihanna,
the unfamiliar
yeah, we really
tension,
have. It's
tightening her
always about
chest.
uplifting one
Rocky
another,
smiled,
isn't it?
but it
They
wasn't
hug
his
tightly,
usual
surrounded
playful
by their
grin.
crew,
This one was
celebrating the
deeper,
triumph of the night and
nervous,
their friendship.
emotional,
The scene
and
shifts to
that's
the
when she
media
knew.
area, where
Something
journalists
big
and
was
reporters
coming.
await to
The
grasp
first
insights
crack
from
in
the
her
artists
voice.
about the
He
event
didn't
and the
speak
significance
right
of their
away.
collaborations.
Instead, he
Reporter
pressed
2,
a button.
Rihanna, how
Music began
significant
to
is
play,
tonight for you
but not a
personally?
beat,
Rihanna
not a
3,
song.
thoughtfully,
It was a
it's
montage
hugely
of sounds.
significant.
Her
Music is
laughter,
about
her
community,
voice humming
love, and
unfinished
shared
melodies,
experiences.
the
When
heartbeat of
Rocky
their
asked me
first
to be
child
here, I
recorded
knew I
during an
had to.
ultrasound, a
Reporter
voicemail she
3.
once
What's
left him
next
late
for
at
you
night
after
when
this
she was
event?
exhausted
Rihanna
and
smiling.
scared and
You just have to
vulnerable.
wait and see.
Rihanna's
But
smile
I'm
slowly
always creating,
faded.
always
Her hand
evolving.
rose to her
The
mouth.
interviews capture her
Rocky, she
charisma and
whispered.
commitment to
Her
her
eyes were
craft,
already
leaving the audience
glossy.
inspired.
The surprise
As the
begins
event
to
winds down,
unfold.
An
Then the
exclusive
screen
after-party
behind him
begins.
lit up.
The atmosphere
Photos
shifts to an
began to
intimate
roll.
gathering as
Never
artists
before
mingle,
seen
celebrating
moments.
creativity
Rihanna
and
asleep on
camaraderie.
his shoulder
Rihanna
during
and
a flight.
APRocky
Her
share a
laughing
few laughs over
uncontrollably in
drinks,
pajamas,
surrounded by
makeup
friends.
free.
$8
Private
Rocky
hospital
leaning in.
moments
So what's
after
the next
giving
big
birth.
project for
Her
you?
crying
Rihanna
quietly
playfully.
backstage
Let's
after
just
a
say
tough
it involves
show.
a lot of
Her holding their
experimenting, fashion,
children while
music,
whispering
maybe even a
lullabies.
film. The
Moments
laughter
no one
continues
in
as
the
they
world
toast to
had
new
ever
ventures,
seen.
reflecting on
Moments
their
she
journeys
didn't
and the
even know
night's
he had
success.
saved.
Rihanna
Her
raising her
breathing became
glass to
uneven.
creativity and
This
to
is
pushing
too much, she
boundaries.
said,
As the
voice
night draws to a
shaking.
close,
But he
Rihanna
wasn't
takes a
done.
moment to
His
look
voice
around the
breaks
venue,
and so
absorbing
does
the love,
she.
laughter,
Rocky
and
finally
energy. In a
spoke.
world of
I know
chaos
the
and
world
noise,
sees you as
Rihanna
strong who began as untouchable, as fearless. But I see the woman who carries everything and still worries she's not doing enough. Rihanna's knees weakened. He stepped closer. I see how you cry when nobody's watching. I see how you doubt yourself. I see how you love harder than anyone I've ever known. Her lips trembled. Tears spilled freely now. I don't just love you for who you are to the world, he continued. I love you for who you are at 3 a.m. when the lights are off and the world is quiet. That was it. Rihanna, music, broke. Riri cries uncontrollably. She didn't try to hide it. She didn't turn away. She collapsed into sobs so deep they shook her entire body, hands pressed to her face, shoulders heaving, breath coming in broken gasps. I can't, she tried to speak, but the words dissolved into tears. Rocky rushed forward, catching her before she could sink to the floor, wrapping her, music, tightly in his arms. She clung to him hard like she was afraid the moment would disappear. Her tears soaked into his jacket as she cried uncontrollably, gears of emotion pouring out at once. Love, music, fear, gratitude, exhaustion, healing. I didn't know you saw me like that, she cried. I didn't know you noticed everything. He held her tighter. I notice everything, he whispered. Always the final surprise. Then one last thing. He guided her gently to the center of the room. The screen changed again. This time it displayed a handwritten letter, his handwriting blown up large enough for her to read. It ended with one sentence. No matter how loud the world gets, this will always be your safe place. The studio doors opened. Inside walked their children, carefully guided by family, tiny hands holding drawings labeled Mommy and Daddy. Rihanna let out a sound somewhere between a sob and a gasp. Oh my God. She dropped to her knees, arms open, tears falling faster than ever as she pulled them into her embrace. Rocky knelt beside her. No cameras, no headlines, no audience, just love. Raw, private, overwhelming, the aftermath. Later, Rihanna would say nothing publicly. No statement, no post, no caption. But those who were there said the same thing. They had never seen her cry like that. They had never seen her that unguarded, that human. And in that moment, the global icon disappeared, leaving behind a woman who, music, felt deeply seen, deeply loved, and completely undone by an unexpected surprise that came straight from the heart. For speech. Foreign, music and singing, speech. Foreign speech. Foreign speech. Why you for speech? For. Foreign. Foreign. Why? The room was supposed to be quiet that night. No cameras, music, no red carpets, no flashing lights, just a soft glow from the city outside the windows and the familiar comfort of home. Music. Rihanna had told herself it was going to be a calm evening. One of those rare pauses in a life that never truly slowed down. But nothing about that night turned out to be calm. Nothing at all. From the moment APRocky asked her to sit down for just a minute, something in his voice made her chest tighten. It wasn't nervousness exactly. It was deeper, intentional, the kind of tone that carries weight, history, and emotion all at once. Riri laughed at first. Why you sound like that, she teased, raising an eyebrow. Half, music, smiling. Rocky didn't smile back. Instead, he walked to the corner of the room, picked up a small box she hadn't noticed before, and took a slow breath. One hand trembled just slightly, not enough for most people to catch, but Rihanna caught everything. She always had, and in that instant, something inside her shifted. A silence that said everything. He didn't rush. He didn't dramatize it. He didn't try to be clever. Rocky simply looked at her. Really looked at her. The way a man looks when he knows his life has already been changed forever, and now is choosing to honor it. Before you open this, he said quietly, I need you to listen to me. Rihanna's smile faded. Her eyes softened. Her heart started racing. I've lived a lot of lives, he continued. I've been loud. I've been reckless. I've been chasing things I didn't even understand. But loving you, that slowed me down. That grounded me. She swallowed hard. I've never known peace like this, he said. And I've never known fear like the fear of losing it. That was when her hands began to shake, the surprise she never saw coming. Rocky knelt. Not dramatically, not performatively, just naturally. Like this was the only place he was meant to be. The box opened. Inside wasn't just jewelry, it was meaning. Engraved inside the band were words only they understood. References to late-night conversations, Private, music, jokes, and promises whispered when the world felt too loud. It wasn't about the price. It wasn't about the spectacle. It was about truth. Rihanna stared at it in silence for several seconds. Then her face crumbled. Riri breaks down completely. The tears didn't fall gently, they poured. Her breath caught. Her hands flew to her mouth. Her shoulders shook as years of guarded strength collapsed all at once. This wasn't a celebrity crying. This wasn't Rihanna, the icon. This was Robin, the woman who had loved deeply, lost painfully, and built walls so high she forgot what it felt like to let someone see her this vulnerable. The night began quietly, almost deceptively so. Rain tapped softly against the glass walls of the private Malibu retreat, the ocean beyond shrouded in mist. Inside, candlelight flickered across polished wood floors, casting long, trembling shadows. Rihanna stood near the window, arms folded around herself, breathing in the hush. She hadn't expected anything tonight. No cameras, no entourage, no red carpets, just a rare pocket of stillness. APRocky watched her from across